Yo, guys, what is up? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be ranking the Conjuring movies, except for The Nun 2, which is just because I've never watched it. But, yeah, I actually really enjoy the Conjuring movies, and I am looking forward to watching The Nun 2. I'm just waiting till I can get it on DVD for a decent price. Uh, but yeah, let's just get into the ranking. Number 7, I have Annabelle, which is definitely easily the most, I guess we could say, like, boring movie in the series. It just, I don't know. Really, the only thing that makes Annabelle interesting is the sequel to Annabelle. That's pretty much the only thing that makes the original interesting. To me, anyways. Otherwise, it's just kind of like your typical cookie cutter feeling horror movie with Annabelle thrown in it. So, yeah, I don't know. Not a super special movie for me, and definitely a low point. But weirdly enough, it was the movie that introduced me to the Conjuring's universe, and it was also one of the first movies I ever saw in a movie theater. I think it was like probably, it was definitely one of the first few. Um, let's see. Number 6, we have Annabelle Comes Home. To me, this feels pretty much like, like I said before, like cookie cutter feeling horror movie, but it is done on a bit of a more cool, like grandiose scale. You know, you have all these different things coming to life, so it does create like a chaos, and I do enjoy the cast of characters, and it is like kind of a fun, goofy movie too. With Bob's Got Balls and everything. So, pretty good movie. But at the same time, it's like nothing too special, really, because it's just still kind of your typical cookie cutter horror movie. Number 5, I have The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. This movie is good, but the problem I have with it is just simply how long we had to wait versus how good it was. It's definitely an alright movie, and it's a lot better than, like those couple Annabelle spin-offs, but it just, years later, the movie just does not do as much for me. The story of it just really doesn't feel as impactful to me, and, like, I don't know, it's an interesting story, but it really doesn't do as much for me. Uh, Number 4, we have The Nun, which, I know people do not like this movie, but I do like this movie. I enjoy the story. I enjoy just the nun as like just kind of this creepy character. And, I really, the balls me on this movie is just the set. I just love the environment and where they're shooting. It's a fun movie for me to look at. Uh, and I don't know, I think it's, like, a lot of the action scenes I think are cool. I think, like, that scene where father gets buried, is, like, a pretty cool scene. And, I just think this movie has a lot of cool moments. Or, like, how that upside down cross appears on, Maurice's head, or on his neck as they're leaving, right as the movie ends. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a cool movie, and I feel like it's kind of overhated, personally. Number 3, I have The Conjuring 2. This movie was absolutely wild. I remember one day, like, we were all just, like, sitting at my grandparents' house, and my mom was like, hey, we should go watch a movie at the theater. And The Conjuring 2 was one of them, and I was like, yeah, that's the one I want to see. And, yeah, man, The Conjuring 2 was a freaking ride. And I have watched through it many, many times. It has a lot of cool moments, a lot of cool scares, and, like, the revelation at the end where they combine those two messages together and figure out, what's actually happening with the family's house, and, that it was Valak behind it the whole time. Like, it's just really, really a cool movie, and definitely worth a watch. Number 2, I have Annabelle Creation, which I think is easily, like, the best spin-off movie in the Conjuring universe. this movie, I feel like, is definitely not your typical horror movie. This one, like, does so many different things, and I feel like is pretty unpredictable, which is why I like it. I mean, obviously it's predictable now because I've watched it so many times, but like the first few times I was watching it, like things were catching me off guard left and right, which movies don't usually catch me off guard. Like usually I can predict them, and usually, so like when I can't predict a movie, it makes me like it a lot. Uh, and yeah, I feel like we got like a really good cast of characters, and it was just it's a really fun watch for me personally. And number one, we have, of course, the original first Conjuring movie. This one is easily the best in the series. I just feel like just the way the movie is structured is what's so good about it. You know, like it starts off perfect, and then it takes us to this house, and you don't really know exactly what's going on yet. Like you have the clock stopping randomly, and then it turns out that it's cursed by a freaking witch, and that you know like it's just crazy. It's just a crazy feeling movie, like especially like towards the end when like the music gets all epic and it ups the ante and the exorcism scene happens. Like it's just an absolutely wild movie. But yeah, that is going to be my ranking of the Conjuring movies that I have watched. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know which movies you like the most down below in the comments.